Welcome back. You're watching the Daily Rundown with me, Fiona Fox. So I've been joined by the fantastic Elfin Bow. Hello, lovely.
Hi.
Lovely Elfin Bow. You're like a little elf.
Oh, that's what they say.
Now you are a psychedelic folk artist.
Well, I think the psychedelic folk thing is like a label that people have started putting on me.
Well, I was going to say to this,
I don't set out to
down.
be. It's just kind of what people are starting to associate with. I think it kind of maybe goes back to like the 1960s, late 1960s, early 70s, when folk started to become a little bit more kind of arty and psychedelic. So they kind of put that on me because I'm an artist as well as a musician. So
it's other people. You wouldn't necessarily describe yourself.
No,
like
I mean,
this,
I started recording my debut album this year, and in January I started performing, and people started reviewing the performances and started kind of putting that label on. In fact, the first one was pastoral psych folk, and I was like, okay, that's a new one on me. What's that? I guess the pastoral's probably kind of references to nature, because there's quite a lot of kind of like beautiful parts of the music, and then there's a bit more kind of fairy tale, kind of for grown-ups type feel to things. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Would you and you're from Liverpool? We can tell from your lovely accents. It's quite mild.
Yeah, it's quite mild. My parents weren't from Liverpool, so it wasn't too broad, you know.
Are you based in Liverpool?
Yeah. And then I was a teacher as well, so like till last year. So I think having to communicate properly with the pupils, you know, makes you have to round your words off properly.
The people who understand me without making me repeat myself ever more than anybody are Liverpudlians. So I guess there's a lot of Irish, isn't it? Irish based
definitely.
in that. So tell us, so you haven't always been performing then?
No,
you're not actually doing it that long, really, are you?
No, I mean, I've been in bands and duos for the last I don't know, 7 years or so.
Right, okay.
And I've been performing mostly with my husband, Gary, who's Gary Edward Jones. So I've been back and singing for him, as well as doing all his management and promotion and all that kind of thing.
General wifely duties, really.
Yeah, you know, designer, everything, publicist. And then last year I decided to leave my job and go full-time as artist and musician and just go for it.
Though? I mean, was that a little bit scary? I mean, it's such a different, I mean, you know, teaching, fantastic vocation.
Well, I loved my job.
But it's so steady, isn't it?
I loved my job, and I'd certainly gone into it after being self-employed, and it was kind of a bit of stability and, you know, what I needed at the time. And then I actually got quite ill with fibromyalgia, and they didn't know that was what it was at the time, and I was just quite poorly last year. And then I kind of thought, this is maybe an opportunity for me to see an opportunity there rather than feel like I'm being kind of shut down by an illness. I'll actually do something positive about it. So it meant that I can kind of reschedule my day. So I might work later into the evening, or like mornings aren't good for me. So like this time of day is perfect, which is like gigs and things as well. So I kind of saw it as a way to kind of change direction and do something that I've always wanted to do, and pursue my art and music as well.
That's fantastic. It's very brave though as well. I mean, did you find, were you nervous like taking such a
I don't think so, because I think I've always kept my finger in lots of pies while I've been teaching. I've been doing design work and illustration and having exhibitions and playing gigs. So I've always kind of kept my toe in that water, maybe just in case I wanted to kind of come back into it. So and also it's the kind of job when you're an art teacher where you bring in your influences and the exciting things that you do, you bring that into your teaching. So it was always kind of mixed up anyway. So
you hadn't strayed very far.
I'd built bridges to be able to step away from it quite easily, really. But I still do quite a lot of education work with young people, you know, people doing kids clubs and songwriting workshops and things like that. Anyway, so I've still got the teacher in me. I think it was born in, you know, I was born with it.
It is a vocation, isn't it? Though it is a vocation. Yeah. You're very creative. Obviously, like, you know, music and art are super creative. And then your husband, as an artist, he's a musician as well.
Yeah, and a cabinet maker. That's my trade.
That's all very arty and crafty around your house.
Yeah, it is.
How is that though to kind of balance? I mean, that must be pretty intense. As much as it must be amazing to be with somebody and just be on the same page and, you know, kind of create together and like perform together. It must be fantastic, but it must be a bit intense as well.
It can be intense. It certainly has its moments, but I think we just kind of fill gaps for each other quite a lot. Like, he's producing my album at the moment, and I'm singing on his, you know, music. So we kind of do constantly collaborating. Yeah, we do collaborate a lot, and you know, I'm a nice kind of sweet person, but I do know my own mind. So when it comes to producing, you know, he thinks he's the boss, but actually, you know, I've got the final say.
We all know the truth,
but,
yeah.
You know.
So tell us, you mentioned just there a little while ago, you've been working on your debut album.
Yes, I have.
How's that gone?
It's going really well. I've just finished a crowdfunding campaign, which has been successful, which means I can finish my album as well as I wanted to, and so I'm just putting the finishing touches on that, as a few more musicians got to come in to add a few flourishes of fiddle and banjo and things, and then it's off to... I've been working on the artwork as well. I've been finishing the painting that I'm doing for the cover.
It must be amazing being so involved with your own project. I mean, it really is your baby.
I absolutely love it, yeah. And I love being involved in every aspect of it as well, even the marketing and the social media and everything. I just embrace it all, because when I was self-employed as an artist before I went into secondary teaching, I'd learnt that, you know, you have to spend maybe 80% of your time doing that kind of thing. It's 20% doing the actual art or music. You know, you have to engage with people, you have to talk, you have to be able to promote yourself. And years ago, I wasn't very good at that, but as the years have gone on, I've kind of got better at that. So
I can imagine you'd be fantastic. I mean, the thing is, you're constantly expressing yourself anyway, whether it's through art or whether it's through music. So that'd be no problem to you. Right, we're going to hear some music from you, but before we go, because you're going to take us into the break, you've got some tour dates, you've got some gigs coming up.
Yeah, I've got a few dates over Liverpool way. Probably the most exciting one, or I shouldn't say that, they're all exciting, but the most exciting one I've heard about this week is I'm on the main stage at Folk on the Dock Festival in Liverpool, which is a stage hosted by Janice Long. So it's a 40-minute set. It's going to be really good, sort of lunchtime kind of set on bank holiday. So hopefully the sun will be shining and there'll be lots of people there to cheer me on.
Fingers crossed. Elfin, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me.
So you, as I said, you're going to take us into the ad. What's this called?
This is my new single called The Wisdom, and you can find it online on my website and YouTube and everything.
Fabulous. Elfin Bow, fantastic, beautiful Elfin Bow. We're looking forward to hearing this.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
The streets where ancients roamed on cobbled stone, and in the crack I saw a flower, life had grown, a flower had grown. Why do we make things complicated? Just be silent, a wisdom of old. It's my own voice that has spoken, and I'm not broken, if truth be told. He said the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, far from the tree. And if I opened up my eyes, then I would see, then I would see. He preached the word of God in the market, but I didn't hear it, it left me cold. Said that if I didn't believe him, I'd regret that I didn't save my soul. I'm the jack of all trades, master of none, master of none. But I'm the master of myself, and time has gone, and time has gone. Why do we make things complicated? Just be silent, a wisdom of old. It's my own voice that has spoken, and I'm not broken, if truth be told.